Leaking top insider stock trades every day until they stop us. Weekend edition. We're going to do a quick rundown of the most interesting insider trades from last week, August 11th to the 15th. We're going to start with what I think is one of the more interesting situations that we've seen in quite a while, which is just the whole healthcare sector, where we've seen a ton of big companies getting smashed. We had United Healthcare back in April after missing guidance and cutting forecasts. We had Novo Nordisk just recently because they also missed earnings and cut forecasts. We had Eli Lilly fall after poor results from their weight loss drug trials. And then Hims has been getting hit by lawsuits and slowing revenue and poor earnings. What's interesting is the divergence of insider activity at these companies. So obviously back in May, a bunch of insiders at United Healthcare stepped in to buy over $30 million of the stock. But even with the stock's recent recovery and the news that Berkshire Hathaway bought some of the stock, it's still actually trading below the prices that those insiders bought the stock. Similarly, at Eli Lilly, 6 different insiders stepped in to buy $4 million of the stock after the stock fell after the bad drug trial results. And we shared that in a video earlier this week, and it's already up 6%. But again, there's a bunch of momentum coming into the sector due to all of the 13Fs being filed and a bunch of big funds taking positions in these healthcare stocks, along with just the fact that these are big, well-established companies that have been around for a long time. So I think a lot of investors are assuming that these are going to be short-term temporary setbacks and things are going to turn around. We also highlighted a big $20 million purchase at Bausch Health Corporations, and that stock is also already up about 10% since we put out that video on Thursday. However, John Paulson, this same insider, just stepped in and bought over $310 million more of the stock. But then you look at Hims Health, where you see the opposite insider activity, with 4 insiders stepping in and selling almost $40 million of the stock, 3 of them being unscheduled sales, including the CEO making his largest sale ever and his only ever unscheduled sale. So I think these trades in the healthcare sector are very interesting to show basically the sentiment at these different healthcare companies. Oh, and another one I almost forgot. We mentioned that the CEO at Centene Health was buying almost $500,000 of the stock in the open market as well after the stock fell over 50% in the last 3 months. And now a couple other quick insider purchases that I found interesting during the week. We've got the CEO at Cura Oncology buying the stock for the first time. Again, already up about 10% since we shared that, but still down over 60% in the last year. And my understanding is that they have some results or launches coming at the end of the year. And anytime you see insiders at these biotech companies buying the stock before readouts or any sort of announcements, it's definitely worth paying attention to because obviously good announcements can result in just massive price movements. And there are also a couple of insider dip buys that I thought were interesting. One being the founder and executive chairman at Shift4 Payments buying $16 million of the stock, his largest purchase ever, after the stock fell after poor earnings. And another being a director at Exponential Fitness, also making his largest purchase ever and increasing his holdings by almost 270%, which is